SBR Videos is sponsored by Sports Cash System. Click on the link below for more information. Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 12 in the NFL, and right now we are talking with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, who, of course, has done a ton of videos with us this year and had a great record overall in the NFL. He's 20-9 against the spread in his free picks that he's given us in the videos this year, and that's just an awesome record. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter.
All right, the game that you're going to get this week, again, the Jacksonville game, Jacksonville at Houston. Before we get into that, give a quick plug for OffshoreInsiders.com. Tell everyone how well you're doing this year.
Yeah, we're doing extremely well in every single sport. In fact, as we file this coming off a 4-1 night, all in college basketball last night. Wow. We're winning in college football, NFL. Visit OffshoreInsiders.com for all the overall runs, OffshoreInsiders.com.
You're doing well in college basketball. You went 4-1 last night?
Yes. But again, folks who read the analysis, they're going to see we dig deep. There's going to be no doubt, and they'll see why we do it so well.
Okay, so Jacksonville at Houston is the game that you're going to take right now, and this is a game that you're getting not because you think there's a big edge, it's because no other handicapper wanted it this week, and so you take those games that no one else wants. You've done very well with them. Now this game, I guess I can see why someone wouldn't want to touch this one, but I'm thinking there might be a big edge with Jacksonville because Houston is, look, they're a 10-point home favorite, and that is just a full-on diss of Jacksonville. I mean, Houston is complete disarray, and they're saying to Jacksonville, even despite that, you're getting 10 points. That would be like if you went to the club and asked some broad to rate you, and she points to the biggest loser in the place and says you're 1.5 points, less than that guy. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Should Jacksonville really be getting 10? They lost after getting their first win against Arizona last week, but they do seem to play better on the road. And Houston having all the problems we know, Jacksonville can't hang within 10. I think they can.
Yeah, no, Peter, that bar analogy really hits close to home. You brought back some very painful memories for me, but yes. I'm going to try to get through it despite the fact you really upset me.
No, I know.
Tried to see if there was some type of statistical edge as far as what we even talked about, I think, in the Line Move show, as far as really bad teams laying a ton of points. This is only the second time after the month of September where a team with a winning percentage of 200 or less is laying double digits. Obviously, the other times, maybe you had an 0-1 or an 0-2 team, so it wasn't a true bad team that was laying double digits. And the one time that happened, the underdog did cover. But as far as there's really no edge as far as double-digit favorites of 200 or less, I should say of 7-point or more favorites of 200 or less, only 11 and 14, so a slight edge to the underdog. But I think the edge here is, again, to the over, similar to what we said last week. In the case of Houston, Case Keenum, he's going to be playing. He was pulled last week. He wasn't playing that awful. Kubiak said he pulled him to maybe protect him, and I also think he wanted to give Matt Schaub at least a chance to win his job back. But believe it or not, Case Keenum has the best quarterback rating in the entire division, even better than Andrew Luck. So I'm going to repeat what I said last week. There's one and only one way Gary Kubiak can possibly save his job. That is if Case Keenum establishes himself as the quarterback of the future. He gives all the credit to Kubiak. So I think he's going to go, he's all in with Case Keenum, Kubiak is. Plus, even Jacksonville, they were talking about how Gus Bradley, he wants both the offenses and the defenses to be extremely aggressive. He was even saying throw in some trick plays, gamble on 4th down. He wants jailbreak blitzes on defense. What that means on both offense and defense, it's going to be feast or famine. So I think the edge here is for the over because both teams, I think, are going to be very aggressive on offense, and Jacksonville is going to be aggressive on defense.
All right. Well, that makes a lot of sense. You make a very compelling case for it. Let me just air my small concerns that have just popped up as I've listened to what you had to say. First of all, total 43.5, a little bit high getting up there. It's not a high NFL total, but, when you're talking about a team that's, we've seen Jacksonville have problems on offense all year long, really not be able to move the ball at all. They've been a little bit better on the road, but, taking, an over in Jacksonville games can be very treacherous because if we see a lot of 3-and-outs with, MJD, getting half a yard a carry, you really feel like, an idiot for taking the over. And if it's 41, that's a little bit different because, one way or another it can get over 43.5. Getting up there a little bit, but you think Jacksonville won't have a problem moving the ball here?
Admittedly, Jacksonville's defense has actually been half decent this year. It's the offense that has been worse. But Another interesting, I remember I was saying before that even when I listen to sports talk shows or athletes, coaches, ex-athletes being interviewed, I always make mental note when I hear something that could be of a handicapping edge. And it was just a few weeks ago on the CBS pregame show with Dan Marino, Shannon Sharp, Bill Cowher, and his Boomer Esiason. So we're talking about three guys who used to play the game, all at offensive skill positions, and a guy who coached the game. And they all agreed that anytime you have a guy that comes out and whines, I want the ball thrown my way more often, what happens? The squeaky wheel gets the oil. They're going to throw the ball that way. Cecil Shorts was complaining earlier this week.
Yeah.
That tells me he's going to get a lot of balls thrown his way. And he actually had a right to complain. He's the one weapon Jacksonville has. So I don't think you're going to see a lot of running the ball from Jacksonville. I think they're going to throw the ball to Cecil Shorts quite a few times, so they're going to open it up as well.
All right. Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, absolutely relentless with his research and homework, like in the over 43.5 in Jacksonville, Houston. I think you might have something there, Joe. Thanks.